I would like to highlight that everything by our students, and they're trying to be best. And in future, they will become diplomats, ministers, presidents, and for them it's first experience. And I hope it will be good and nice, and it will be good contribution to our, again, collaboration and reviving spirit of Silk Road. Please.
Just pay attention to the screen.
Please pay attention to the screen.
Қазақстан мен Үндістан мемлекеттері арасында алғаш рет орын алған конференцияның сәтті аяқталуына байланысты ұйымдастырылып отыр. Бұл іс-шара екі ел университеттері білім орталықтары арасындағы достық қатынастың дамуына ғана емес, ел алаңдаулы білімді жастардың арасындағы байланыстың құрылуына да үлкен үлесін тигізіп отыр. Бүгінгі пресс-конференция сол шара аясында қозғалған маңызды мәселелердің бірі гендерлік теңдік тақырыбында болмақ.
Hello and good morning, everyone. We welcome you all here to the first international press conference in our faculty, organized by the students of our faculty jointly with the UNAI and Model United Nations New Silkway programs. The Model United Nations New Silkway is a fascinating combination of discussion clubs and conferences. Today, the main agenda or main idea of our press conference will be the global gender equality concerns. Recently, a conference was held in India regarding the same issue, and some students of our faculty participated as respective delegates and guests. And we believe that these kind of works and relations are very effective and efficient on developing collaboration between the two countries and the spirit of the new Silkway Model United Nations programs. It's very important indeed. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have to ask you to pay attention to the screen.
Назарларыңызға рахмет. Бұл қысқаша бейне материал бүгінгі тақырып туралы мәлімет беруге арналған болатын. Ал қазір сөз кезегі Әл-Фараби атындағы Қазақ ұлттық университетінің алғашқы проректоры Бүркітбаев Мұхаммедқали Мырзабайұлына беріледі. Мұхаммедқали Мырзабайұлы, қош келдіңіз. Сөз кезегі өзіңізде.
Енді қарлы қонақтар, әрине өте маңызды шара деп ойлаймын. Сонымен Әл-Фараби университетіне қош келдіңіздер деп айтқым келеді. Әрине осы отырыста көтеріліп алған мәселе өте маңызды. Бірақ мен айтайын, осы біздің Қазақстанымызда сондай мәселе сонша маңызды емес деп айтқым келеді. Себебі біздің университетімізде мысалы 60%, 65% тек қана әйелдер, профессорларды сіз көріп отырсыздар, иә. Енді біздің университетіміз осы әлемдік деңгейінде 236 орын алатын болсақ, олардың 70% ол тек қана осы біздің жыралардың, профессорлардың, қыздардың жұмыспенен жеттік деп айтуға болады. So I would like to say, first of all, that of course the topic of today's meeting are very important in all the world. But I would like to say that especially for Kazakhstan, this is not so, of course it's important, but not so strong important like in other Muslim countries. For example, in our university, 65% of the staff is women, most of them professors. And today we are very proud that we are at the position 236, according to estimation of World Accreditation Agency like QS University ranking. And we are proud that maybe 70% of all that success we have reached with the support of our ladies. And how to solve it? Of course, it's a world problem. And one of the best and one of the successful way, of course, it's education. It's like soft power, able to solve many problems, including that very important topic. And it's very nice that two university students are gathering together at first India to discuss the topic point of view United Nations, because UN Silk Road model is very important for youth, I think, because they start to know what our nation deal with and what kind of global problem we met today. And every youth should know that problems, and every youth from all the universities should be able to find available answer, not dealing with the country where they're living, but on the global issue. So I would like thank you for everyone who is coming today and being with us. And one of the enthusiastic of that UN model Silk Road, it's our university, and with the support of our big friend Vastimil Samek, we organized a lot of meeting in the frame of UN Silk Road models, and headed just by our professor from Columbia University, Rafiz Abbasov. And it's very nice that you are here today, because as we'll see today, we saw Indians youth are also thinking about. It's a big problem, especially for Indian youth, not just Indian, for Asia problems, especially the Muslim countries. And this is one. Do that one? No, please. Not yet. It is very fresh. It just come from our publishing house. Model United Nations New Silk Way. And that program have been launched in our university 6 years ago. Is it? 10 years ago. 10 years ago. So you could take into account how many youth have been gathered together of not just that this topic, but all and others. And this year, in the end of April, it is a traditional day when we are inviting many youth from all the world. We are waiting representative of the youth from all the continents. Last year, one guy from South Africa will come to us, and with the hope that this year the representatives of the country will be more. So thank you again so much for taking part at that press conference.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now we would like to give the floor to a special guest among us, who is a big figure behind bringing these programs to life. And I'm sure you all know him, the UN representative in Kazakhstan, Mr. Velastimil Samik. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Kurmete. Kurmete dostlar, kurmete hamdamлян bazalar. Саламатсыз ба. Как видите, я начал с простого, друзья. Но тоже начал с того всегда, как-то уже показывать, что мы очень хорошо понимаем, что вопрос гендера остро стоит, но все-таки он тоже постоянно решается. Начинаем всегда, ladies and gentlemen, дамы и господа. Это уже само себе уважение к вам, это уже о том, что мы понимаем, что вопрос гендерного равенства как такой, конечно, мы очень хорошо понимаем и стараемся, чтобы вопрос гендерного равенства был правильным способом решен. Во-первых, хотел бы сказать в самом начале, что здесь немножко, скажем, неравновесие за председательским столом. Вижу здесь рядом уважаемого Галию Жонусовну, директора глобального хаба взаимодействия по экономическому сотрудничеству, которая должна сидеть здесь рядом с нами. Я прошу Галию Жонусовну. Давайте чуть-чуть этот гендерный дисбаланс сравним. Рад тоже тому, что здесь вижу прямо огромное количество девушек. Я извиняюсь, может быть, я сейчас перейду на английский язык, чтобы нашему уважаемому гостю, господину Мартину Клеменцу, руководителю представительства посольства Индии в городе Алматы, было удобнее. Let me switch to English, ladies and gentlemen, just to make our honorable guest feel more comfortable. Mr. Martin Clements is the representative of the office of the Embassy of India here in Almaty. I would just like to highlight and not to speak to one of the key or the most important sustainable goals is the goal number 5, gender equality. Perhaps you don't see it around yourself to be that, I would say, specific at this particular moment, but in the short video that has been demonstrated, there are some points which definitely have been actually conveying the message that in many countries, in many cultures, there are very big disparities, and not everywhere the girls are having such, I would say, rights and privileges like it's here, for example, in Kazakhstan. So definitely, I would like to thank the organizers for bringing us here together, because we are going to address the very important theme. I would also like to thank the representatives of the New Silkway Model UN for bringing us here today, not only to highlight the recent UN that has been jointly organized in India, but also to make us aware of one very simple fact, that the Model United Nations is a reflection of what the United Nations is doing. And if for the United Nations as an organization of 193 member states the gender equality and gender justice is one of the top agendas. I'm certain that the Medellin United Nations should be highlighting that as well. So once again, I'm glad to be here with you today, and I wish all of us very productive discussion. Press conference or press takeout or whatever we call it shouldn't be just one-way communication from us to you, but I do expect that it is more about a discussion and reflection of your views, opinions, and recommendations. Once again, thank you very much. Спасибо большое, Көп рахмет.
Көп рахмет, Самик мырза. Келесі арнайы қонағымыздың бірі Қазақстандағы Үндістан консулдығының өкілі Мартин Клейменс мырза.
Now we would like to welcome Mr. Martin Clemens, the Indian Council representative in Almaty. Welcome, sir.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for inviting me for this important function. And I'm happy to see that this country and the academics are giving due importance to universities. And we all know that whenever a country having any problem, first we go to the UN. And anybody taking any decision of international repercussions, they want to have the support of UN. So you can understand that this is the importance of UN. And my best friend in Almaty is also a UN official, Mr. Samik. So, and India is having a very long association with UN from its very beginning itself. You can say that next to the P5, the Indian contribution to the United Nations is also equally important. And Mr. Samik will be agreeing with that. So all along, India has cooperated with the UN in the bureaucratically or in providing forces for the peacekeeping operations and providing infrastructures for UN functions in India or in other countries also. So, and this is the India-UN relation, and I don't want to elaborate more about this. And coming to gender equality also, I am coming from a country which had a lady prime minister. And I can say that she was the second lady prime minister next to Ms. Sirimavo Bandaranaike. Indira Gandhi was the prime minister for a long time. And even today in the government of India, three important portfolios of the government have been handled by the women. Our defense ministry is a woman. Our information and broadcasting ministry is a woman. And again, first of all, my boss and our foreign minister, she is also a woman. So we are also giving a great value for the gender equality. And you know that India is one, you can say that to a certain extent, India is the most populous country in the world. And we are also making all efforts to realize the goal of gender equality. And I can say that in all our local self-government bodies, that the municipalities, corporations, panchayats, and all, which are the administrative units in India, I think almost 50% of seat has been reserved to the. And in the parliament also, efforts are on to have a 33% at minimum representation of women in India. So the between Kazakhstan and India is also, you know, that it is tremendous. And our Prime Minister has made 2 quick visits to India in 2015 and in 2017. And there is a lot of efforts going on to increase and further take the India-Kazakh relation to a new level. And only a few days back, also introduced the electronic visa facility for Kazakh nationals also. So you do not have to come to Indian embassy or Indian representative office for short-term visas. That is up to 2 months, and we are giving 2 entries also. So this can be done online in the internet also. So there is no question of any interview coming, or you can make digital payment also. So this is also a step we have taken recently to upgrade our relations with Kazakhstan. So thank you very much. And I am also keen to listen to what you are also discussing here. And this is my first interaction here in this university, but definitely we have great interaction with KazNU. We have a Gandhi Center. Only recently it was inaugurated also. And in the Oriental Studies also, Hindi is also being taught here. So we already have a good relation with this university also. Thank you very much.
Thank you too, sir, and I welcome you once again. And now we will have to ask our very own Professor Mr. Officer Bodov to take the stage. And welcome, sir.
Khayırlı tan, good morning, добрый день. We have many greetings and many ways how to talk to each other. I would like to be brief. Many years ago, Martin Luther King said his famous speech, "I have a dream about better world." If I rephrase his phrase, he's saying, I have a dream. I have a dream about reviving spirit of Silk Road and having peace in the region, from Astana, Almaty, all the way to Delhi, Mumbai, and other cities. I have a dream that spirit of Silk Road will revive peace in many cities in Afghanistan. We have wonderful community of Afghan students here. And I have a dream, very specific for relations between India and Kazakhstan. I have a dream that we have more exchanges, academic exchanges of faculty and students. So more students from Kazakhstan will go to India, and more students from India will come to Kazakhstan and maybe become classmates for our students here at Al-Farabi Kazakh National University. I have also one more dream, to have more research collaboration between two countries. So scholars in India, wonderful scholars in India, will do with research with wonderful scholars in Kazakhstan. Jointly, again, talking about spirit of Silk Road, talking about building peace, talking about using diplomatic tools, using United Nations rules to address all challenges what we have here in the region and beyond. And third, I have a dream. We have students here, those who are in driving seat in Model UN New Silk Way movement. It started many years ago, and we are very proud that last 5 years we have been creating a very team Model UN, training, seminars, and mini conferences. And every year, at last week of April, we have large Model UN International, inviting about 400 students. And I have a dream that we will have more speakers from India, more speakers from different parts of Kazakhstan, more speakers from different parts of Central and South Asia to talk about peace, talk about play UN in dealing with challenges or what we have today, and having better collaboration. So without further ado, I would like to say this is our dream. And we have young students, those who are able to work together. They are professionals. And I would like to say thank you very much to all students, those who organized this wonderful event. I would like to highlight it was organized by students, for students, making sure that we listen to them, to their concerns, and we move forward with better collaborations and implementing our dreams. Thank you.
Көп рахмет, профессор. Келесі сөз кезегі Біріккен ұлттар ұйымы моделі өкілдері Абдырас Сана және Сайлауова Шынарға беріледі. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sana and
my name is Snar.
And we are in organizing committee on the United Nations. And today we want to say about our Model United Nations Conference in Pune, in India. And it was held in Pune at the College of Architecture for Women, February 23rd and 24th, with the theme Protection of Women's Rights in Areas of Conflicts. During 2 days, delegation successfully collaborated with organizers of workshop, the United Nations, Professor Asmita and Director of University Anurag Kashyap, and the seminar was attended by the 60 students and persons of media. And
Model United Nations New Silk Way is a combination of discussion club and conference by reproducing the activities of the various UN agencies in real time. Participants acquire diplomatic leadership, public speaking, and language skills, and the ability to come to a compromise. They work together to suggest ways to solve issues on the UN regional and global agenda.
So we want to tell you about the workshop itself, how it was conducted. On the day, on February 20, we started our workshop with introducing the basics of MUN. It contained video materials about last New Silk Way MUN, and also the presentation, which explained all the rules and procedures that are followed during conferences. So by the end of the first day, all the students understood the main principles of MUN work, and they were ready to their countries and their positions on the issue of women's rights. And on the next day, on February 24th, the participants of the workshop held their first UN simulation. And it was moderated by local students, and Sana and I were assistants. We helped them to conduct it in the appropriate rules, and also we evaluated their work. So overall, we consider that the seminar achieved a great success, because we just gave them the idea and they grasped it themselves. During the conference, they were able to make a research that done for months, and they did it in one day, and also they achieved great success in discussing all the gender problems. They discussed the problems not only in conflict areas, but problems that can be in developed countries like France, USA, Russia, and other countries. Also, they tried to solve the issues that are now has been faced by Syria and other Middle East countries. So I think that during those 2 days, we achieved success in our collaboration, and also we met new friends from India that will that our friend, and I believe that our friendship will last for many years, and most of the students are really interested to participate on our New Silk Way Model United Nations. And what else? So now continue.
So that's all. Thank you very much for coming here, and thank you very much for organizing this conference. Thank you.
And now, thank you very much too. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're open to questions and suggestions, if there are any.
Құрметті қонақтар, қандай да бір сұрақтарыңыз болса, қазір қоюларыңызға болады.
So let me question just some additional information concerning the relations between our Indian and our university, Indians university and our university. It's very difficult to recognize that we have a good relations between our military schools. You know about that? Yeah. So the third year when we make an exchange between our students who are trained at our military school, военная кафедра, and every year teams from the military college of India, they usually coming to us, not just students, not just combatants, but also officers of your high military school, and they were able to access new knowledge concerning the real situations in Central Asia. It means economical, social, any kind of relations. It is a good. And your former head of military attaché, Linder, leader, yeah, he gave a very high estimation to our students' capability, and especially because Kazakh students very strong physically, and they're very strong from the military point of view. This is a very unusual part of our relations with Indian youth. I would like to say that it's a good direction, and we should continue such kind of connections. Thank you.
So nobody has questions.
Olmay қоя беріңіздер, енді қандай болса да бәрімізде шетелдің азаматпен кездескен кезде осы бізге жаттығу секілді болады ғой, ағылшын тілімізде дегенде. Ұялмай сұра беріңіздер сұрақтар.
Your vision about exchange program between our countries, and do your students like this program?
The exchange program is already on, and if my information is right, we are already giving around 50 scholarships to Kazakh students to come to India, and these scholarships are from a 2-month course to the research level. And our present ambassador is also working on a project to increase this interaction of giving more scholarships to Kazakh students to come to India. And we are also requesting some proposals from your side also in this regard. Secondly, as you know, that India is the country having the maximum qualified people all over the world. And our advantage is that our country is, English is our second language. So in the age of information technology, globalization, and this is also an advantage. So any of your students wishing to have a course in English, different scales, whether it is for communication, whether it is for academics, or whether it is in deep research, you can always consider India as an option also. And we also have got institutions of high repute in the technological sphere, that is our Indian Institute of Technologies. We have quite a few of them. And in the medical field, All India Institute of Medical Sciences in India is considered as one of the premier institutions in the world. And most of the graduates from these institutions, they all go abroad and they are well placed in different countries. And in the management also, we have the Indian Institute of Management, which are also equally regarded as the best management schools in the world. And even for as Indians, it is very difficult to get admission into that. We have got stringent admission procedures, which involves an all India level of examinations. And it is very difficult to clear, but we have international student exchange programs in these institutions also. And you can also, when explore the possibility of getting admission into these institutions also, at least for a limited number of students. And in addition to that, now India has opened up our academy to the private field also. We have some great private universities also, and the school, I think, which the model UN was considered, it was also a private institution. So these private institutions also offer a very good opportunity for Kazakh students looking for research or postgraduate studies or in India. So the basic thing which may be required is that because the medium of instruction is in English, and this will also, in addition to increasing your that particular knowledge in the particular field, your English skill also get expanded. And there is one more thing I want to tell you is that we also have got quite a few institutions where Russian is also known. And we had a good relation with the former Soviet Union, and after that also Kazakhstan also. And we have got our Jawaharlal Nehru University in New Delhi, where also we have got a very good Russian faculty there. And there are a number of Russian institutes in other states also. So I don't think language will be a problem. And because even I have come here, I'm sorry that it's almost a year still I am unable to speak Russian, because in our field it is a specialization. I have never been in a Central Asian country where English is, where Russian is used. So this is late in my career, I am coming here. But again, this is a beautiful language, and I have read a lot of books which has been translated from Russian to our English or in our local languages also. So I know the depth of the literature field or academics, history or everything of this part of the world also. And we are also expecting you to contribute. And sir was talking about the military schools collaboration, because definitely, because our military is basically evolved on the British system, but we have equipments which has come from Central Asia or Russia also, and we value the military skills of the Central Asian countries. And I'm sure that Mr. Lidde's successors also continue to have that great cooperation with Kazakh institutions for our military school cooperations. Thank you. Please.
And first, I want to say happy holiday for you.
Thank you.
For your countries. That my question is about that we know about this. That India is one of the countries that based democracy in this country. As a student, ask you your experience and also your country's experience. So how should we make a good democracy in Central Asia, especially Kazakhstan, Afghanistan, these countries? Like many questions like this, that your experience from the democracy, your country's experience.
I don't have any quick answer or anything, and please, this is my personal opinion, and this should not be taken as a official statement, because I was not prepared to answer for this question from as a representative of India. But as an individual, I can say that democracy is something which cannot be built in a single day or in a very short period. It takes a while. And India was fortunate because though we were under the British rule, the Britishers also of late were following democracy. And when we became independent also, it was not to an armed rebellion or anything like that. It was through Mahatma Gandhi's peaceful means of getting independence. So we had an advantage there. And again, immediately after we gained independence, we had a constitution where all these things were taken by the leaders of that generation. Everything is written. We have got a written constitution which guarantees, and we can say that the constitution is second to none in the world as far as liberty or equality or democratic values are considered. And we should also appreciate the successive leaders, because most of the countries which became free with India, though they started with democracy, later on they fell into military rule, autocratic ways of this thing and all. India was fortunate that our leaders never allowed such a situation to develop in India, and we continue to that democratic principles even today. The change of government happens every 5 years, though a same party or the government is re-elected, it's always through democratic ways. And our institutions are very strong. So this is one way, is that from the grassroots. I was talking about that local self-governments also, because I'm sorry. So to start with, we have to start from the grassroots, that from our local self-governments, and the participation of everyone into that. And this will inculcate a sense of democracy. What is democracy? It should be understood, because the definition of democracy is different in different part of the world, because every country has their uniqueness. Some countries have tribal culture. Already there may be some system which is there from time immemorial in the tribal values to how to conduct local government or decisions are like that. So India, like Kazakhstan, is also a multi-ethnic society. Though the language which is spoken all over, the majority of the people speak Hindi, but every state has got different languages. Even Hindi has got different versions. The Hindi which you know, it is spoken around in the Indian state of Uttar Pradesh, that is Lucknow, that is the literal Hindi. But whereas we have the Gujarati, we have the Rajasthani, we have the Punjabi, we have Marathi, all these are, there is a same Hindi, but it is different. Even the grammar is different, the words are different like that. So it is similar. So what I was to say that even there is no question of everybody speaking Hindi. We have a language, and 9 or 10 languages are designated as the official languages of India. So this is also because we have to respect each other's language, and then we come to religion. I am a Christian, and my country, the vast majorities are Hindu. I can say that we have got almost 18% Muslims in our country. When you talk about the percentage, you must see the population of India also. Our population is 1-2 billion. I will say we have got many cities in India which has got more population than the whole Kazakhstan. Understand? So this is what, respect each other's religion, respect each other's language, and we have cultures also different. I am from South India. The culture in south of India is entirely different from what is India. So the respect, this has to be developed. Nobody should be looked down by way of his appearance, by way of his language, or by way of his religion. We are all humans, and we should have a feeling. That is why the UN is also United Nations. It means it's a union of nations all over the world. We have different opinions. We may come from different backgrounds, but we should learn to agree on something. So why India is a success? Though we have difference, we have learned to agree on the minimum things which will keep our unity intact and which will keep our country strong. So this is how the democracy has succeeded in India.
So thank you very much. If there aren't any more questions, I would like to pass. Now I'll have your attention to a special announcement we got today about the arrival of one of the political and social figures of Central Asia. I'd like to welcome my colleague, Mr. Nasratullah Twan, to take floor for some moments to announce. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone, and thanks to give time for me. The first, I want to say to look to the screen and pay attention to the screen things we have. Can you play the video? Sorry.
My name is Gglobal, and I'm a member of Afghan Parliament. I made something on citizenship, youth and women, because I believe that the empowerment of these two groups are the key to democracy. Democracy is ongoing ideology. The more you go inside it, the more you want to have it. my personal work has been, encouraged by the social activity, not vice versa. When I finished my education, I came to Afghanistan for voluntary work. As an Afghan, I always had beautiful things, beautiful concepts about culture. The culture that goes back 5,000 years back. When I came here, I took the responsibility of the cultural center. Once you have this sort of small activities that people can, can socialize and at the same time to learn about the culture and literature. So we did activities such as, theatre performance, poetry knowledge, and sometimes cleaning campaign, encouraging people to go on the street and collect the rubbish, to just, make some movement. When the younger generation comes into it, they can make a lot of, differences. But I know it takes time. And all of that time, I think we all have a huge responsibility to keep fighting, to keep working, and we should not feel tired about it. It's very essential to give power to people. But give power to people in a very right way, by educating them, by making more awareness about their rights, by giving the people the rights to make decisions. And if you make a combination of awareness, knowledge, and power, then the country will move towards the right direction. And I'm hoping that the awareness can be one of the priorities that we can work on in Afghanistan. To find a solution is very important, because you cannot have solutions for how we vision in the world perspective. But if you combine different perspectives, then you will be able to provide solutions that you will not regret later on.
Thank you for attention. Stop that, please. Oh, thank you. And some more information. Farkhunda Zahra Nadri is the member of Afghanistan Parliament and also a member of Commission on Women Affairs, Human Rights and Civil Society. And also she was the winner of an Peace Award. It means that the network introduced peace in 2012. This is the award that she got. This is all information that you should wait for that she will come on the MUN we should wait, and also you can meet her on the air. And also I want to end my speech in this: be human, and be human that the world can't proud to you. Better life, better world. Thank you.
Құрметті қонақтар және қатысушылар, барлықтарыңыздың келгендеріңізге рахмет. Қазір барлықтарыңызды бірге суретке шақырамыз.
We thank you all, the respective guests and the students and the teachers and the respective guests again. Thank you for your gathering here. Thank you for coming here and making your presence felt. And now we all invite you to take a picture, a group picture. We'd be really glad if you would cooperate. Thank you.